So a day of bits and pieces. You should be seeing a rainbow like leading to those two very ancient artifacts. And we'll have a bit of absolute light from the sun as well. And a friendly reminder that, can you see? It's going to my eyes. So, where is it? I'm really struggling here because, as you can imagine, I'm right behind the lens, and the absolute light is so absolute that I was going to do that. It takes 4.6 seconds for that star to go from one side of the phone to the other. It's light, you know, the 4.6 seconds per diameter. I can't because it's too bright. So you know what I mean. So the story behind these, the small stone, I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm backtracking now my original story because I don't want to get into trouble. But they are mine. Like you guys say about the moon landings. Prove they didn't go. I'll say, prove they aren't mine. Prove that I didn't kill a T-Rex with that small one. Prove it. Prove that I didn't kill a T-Rex back in the day. Who knows? Maybe I've been an Aboriginal as well. It would make sense. You could tell by the colour of my skin, can't you? I'd get called a brother. I had the respect. Why couldn't I have been? Anyway, they fit me like a glove. So, this one, I'm not sure how many dresses this stone has been with me, and I cannot remember where I picked it up. I have a funny feeling it was a while back at Elliot Heads, and I saw it, and I think I asked Christian, I said, did I shout, it's a megalodon tooth? And he can't remember. He's like, I can't remember. So look, years. And it's not even something that I've just always picked it up and put it in my bag, and then at the next place it just comes out and it's just there. Like it's always just there. But that one, this one was, this is a very, very extremely true story, okay? I cannot remember exactly where the first one comes, but there's an axe head, there's a bit of lead, there's a water bottle that's there for an emergency in case somebody's dying of thirst sometime and they can't get into the house. That's why that's there. And the American football's there in case somebody wants to quickly throw a ball. But behind that is modern axe heads and stuff like that next to that stump. And this rock has been by that stump. I could do with a stump on this thing here in a moment. And it's just been, it was just here like this. Oh. There, that's what it does. It just comes with me everywhere. But the other day, this is a very true story. This was there. Now, I cannot remember. I've seen it there. Just there. It's been there with the other one, but it's never ever clicked. Yesterday, or the day before, I picked it up. And straight away, I mean, you just pick it up. And everywhere you put your hand, it's unbelievable. It just dink, dink. Look at that. The ridge there. Dink. Look. Bang, bang. It's my favourite one though, this one. So. Bang, bang, bang. This would have been good for the T-Rex. And look at this. I'm really struggling seeing because of the sun. I move into the shade then, you prat. Alright, let's do that bit. Look at that. It's just perfect. Fits like a glove. Look. It just feels so right. And you've got, where's that other, that ridge again there? Oh, we did this one, didn't we? You can go that way. It's just unbelievable. It just feels good everywhere. It's like, come on then. And that one, I mean, it's unbelievable. But I was reading up, so it occurred to me. I posted that thing. I just thought, hang on a minute. Aboriginal stone tools. Ancient. More ancient than 6,000 years old. We're talking Ice Age ancient. Real history. But it also says when you find these things, do not touch them. Record how many there are and report them. This was an accident. But I will go on Monday. I will go to the Aboriginal, the main office in town, and explain to them how these are mine from back in the day. Oh, man, climate change. Whew. This is just nothing has ever, well, yeah, other things have felt quite good as well, but what I'm saying is, so you can go there. Yeah. Oh, it's just fact that you can grip it. There's all three sides. It feels right. All three sides. What an absolute beast. I'm in love again. This one. How did it get there? I know it was, anyway, fascinating. It really is. Look at that. And there. Christian was, I don't know. I said, Christian, I'm telling you, mate, it's look, how can it not be? And then, of course, common sense kicked in. Luckily, I didn't dump mine, yeah? I go, oh, hang on, I'm in Australia. Aboriginal stone tools. And funnily enough, actual Google, got it right. So, good old Google. Let's face it, they were due, weren't they, getting one right? Photons. Talking about photons, I did well with books today. Very well, and yesterday. 2, 3, 4 sets, 1951, and 1960, and 1979, and a 1977, I do believe. I also put in a bid for another bookcase, so hopefully win that. So I will be doing a bit of sorting out today. So I thought I'd do this one because I've got to post every day to stay in the loop. Don't want people to think I'm a 5-minute wonder, because I'm not. The about until all this speed of light is sorted out, the light year is dismissed, and the universe is back to the way it should be. Live, absolute light. We'll do facing that way. Did that happen? You lot are always doing stuff like this. So, Dictionary of Science. And of course, my mind goes straight to the photon. What does it say about photon? Proton, pH, 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 PO, PO, too far, PE, phenol, phloem, coming up, photon. Let's take a quick trip to Disneyland, just for a couple of minutes, okay? The photon, 1905, Einstein. Oh, you know, photon, 1905. Photon, the elementary particle that corresponds to an electromagnetic wave, in brackets, wave particle duality, close brackets. It is the massless gauge boson for the electromagnetic interaction and therefore travels at the speed of light in a vacuum. What does it matter if it's in a vacuum or not in a vacuum? That's just some kind of silly distraction. Light travels at the same speed whether it's in a vacuum or out of a vacuum. Absolute light. Do you know how we know? Because the biggest light display that planet Earth ever sees, and everybody sees it, is a solar eclipse. And during that solar eclipse, when people find themselves in the sweet spot on planet Earth, something strange is happening. The sun is directly behind the moon. But bang on directly behind the moon. In fact, that is the solar eclipse. Solar eclipse, sun behind the moon. Isn't it? Sun, the moon shadow, and the people finding themselves in the sweet spot. Everything is perfectly in line. How is that possible? How is it that people are seeing sun's corona around the moon? You're seeing the sun, and you're seeing photons that left the sun 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago, or earlier. And it's them casting the shadow that you're standing in. But you're seeing the light source that radiated those photons 8 minutes and 20 seconds earlier. That's not possible, is it? Where is the delay? There is no delay. There is no delay. There is no light delay in the light radiating from the sun. It is absolute light. There is no such thing as a light year, because absolute light, you either see it when it turns on or you don't see it at all. The reason you're seeing the stars in the night sky is because they are powerful enough to radiate their light to you. That's why you are seeing them. You will not see a star that you're out of range from, ever. When it turns on, you either see it or you don't. It's absolute light. Bang! It gets to where it's going, like this. Bing! In the blink of an eye. And your eyesight is absolute as well. There is no distance that the human eye, human sight, will not see in the night sky. No distance far enough if there is a light source bright enough. If you are seeing a light source in the night sky, you are seeing it exactly where it is. Slam dunk. Prove otherwise. Start with the solar eclipse. Explanation. Going round and round, it's like the Twilight Zone. Where were we? Photons, and therefore travels at the speed of light in a vacuum. That's right, and then I went off on a tangent. In the same way that a normal modes of crystal lattice can be considered as excitations called phonons. Electromagnetic waves are also normal modes, in brackets, but without the medium, close brackets, whose energy is in units of HF, where H is the Planck. Not the Planck thing. Planck constant, and F is the frequency of the oscillation. Thus a photon carries an energy HF. It also carries a momentum HK, where K is the wave vector,
of the traveling wave. Photons can interact with other particles, particularly electrons, and this interaction is responsible for all the observable phenomena associated with electromagnetic radiation. What a load of rubbish! I say that because during a solar eclipse, right, before anybody has a go, I think the minimum that needs to happen is somebody come up with, there is no logical explanation for why the sun is directly behind the moon. It is a paradox, the solar eclipse paradox. It cannot work with finite light. Mickey Mouse photons, 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Seriously? God, this man-made climate change, I tell you what, it's going to take all of us down. I hear that something on the news, I actually caught a bit of the news yesterday, day before, something about Australia is not going to make its emissions target or something. Don't tell, because I don't watch the news much, don't tell me that people still think that this zero thing is going to change the climate. People cannot be this naive. They cannot be. It's planet Earth though, isn't it? No, they can be. They can be. Right, so we have the sun. Right, I think I can see, is that it there? It's really bright. I'm pretty sure that's it there. So that sun behind that cloud, if that is the sun, I'm pretty sure it is. It's so bright, even though it's behind the cloud. Oh, look at the sun. It's not blinded me yet. I don't recommend it. I'd build up to it. According to the Photon Express, if that is the sun there, I'm pretty sure it is, it takes 4.6 seconds for that star to radiate its light one of its diameters. That means to the other side of the screen. Look, I don't think I can do it. Right, it's coming out, I think. 4.6 seconds. Oh, come on. Relativity is hanging on by a thread. Not with me. With me, it's already fallen. It's gone. It was there. Relativity, it was there. It had like its hand on the ledge. Like that. Relativity, like that. And I can't. By relativity. It's a load of horseradish, isn't it? Of course it is. 1905. Honestly. And people talk about the lies, this, lies, that, and they don't realise that what they're believing is one of the biggest, porkiest pies. And do you know how we know? Because during a solar eclipse, okay, the sun is directly behind the moon. 1951. 1951. This is Australian encyclopedia. There was a couple of books missing, but I went to get that encyclopedia set. Poor lady's mother died, rest in peace, and so I bought those. And then there was a few other books on this shelf, and she said, "Oh, you can have a look if you want." And yeah, I gave her a few more dollars and ended up with some good books. Very good books. So I will probably do tonight. I put in for a shelf, so I hopefully win that. But I do want to talk about space travel because the definition in the books, it's really good. Let's see what we want something before the moon landing, 1967 to 1968, and that's 1968. We're going to have a quick look and see what it says about space travel. This is the pairs. 2 years ago, I used your soap. Since when I have used another. Okay, whatever. Right, space travel. Listen to see what it says, okay? The world of science. Here we go. Because it's really quite an eye-opener. Medical matters. Where's it gone? I should plan these things a bit better, shouldn't I? Right, it's not there. It's got all these different sections. The world of music, that's not going to be. It's got the world of science, but here we go. Prominent people. And then we want laws of England. The world of science. See now if I've got to call this special topics. Recent work on the moon. Look. Totally spontaneous. Where's my glasses? I've got no chance without my glasses. Look at these. Where are my glasses? Oh, don't do this now. There they are. Alright. Let's see what it says. Special topics. Recent work on the moon. The year 1966 will long be remembered in the annals of lunar studies as the period in which more direct and positive contributions were made to our knowledge of the lunar environment than at any comparable time in the past. Indeed, more was learned about the moon in that 1 year than in the whole of the preceding part of the century. The aim of the present article will be to explain the salient points of this new knowledge in non-technical language. Before we begin, let us stress something that often happens in the history of science. The new advances were made possible by new tools of work provided by parallel developments in several branches of technology. Rocket propulsion, long-range radio and television transmission, electronic range radio and electronic computer control, all were essential for the exploration of the moon at close range by means of spacecraft. The spacecraft triumphs of recent years have truly opened a new era in astronomy of the solar system. Look, we're here. The moon at close range. The exploration of the moon by means of rockets did not, to be sure, begin in 1966, but rather in 1959 when on September the 13th, the first man-made missile, the Russian Luna 2, crash-landed on the plains of the Mare Imbrium to transfer the first particles of terrestrial matter to the moon by human action. By the beginning of 1967, no fewer than 12 spacecraft of either American or Russian origin had landed on the lunar surface. Three softly. The softest anything has landed on the moon has been at least 25,000 miles an hour. Landed on the lunar, three softly. Luna 9, Surveyor 1 and Luna 13. And 5 during 1966 had been injected into circumlunar orbits. What have the results obtained by means of these spacecraft and by ground-based observations conducted from the Earth revealed about the nature of the lunar surface on which the first astronauts are to set foot in the next few years? There you go, they're building you all up. From the Earth, rising the largest telescopes... What's that on my neck? What is that? I think it's a stinky beetle. I hope it wasn't freaking huntsman. Right, landed on the lunar surface, three softly. What have the results obtained by means of these spacecraft and by ground-based observations conducted from the Earth revealed about the nature of the lunar surface on which the first astronaut... I read all that. In a few years. From the Earth, using the largest telescope... See? Look. 19 67 and 68, and they are already saying, where is it? Right about next. Nature of the lunar surface on which the first astronauts are to set foot in the next few years. They are telling you it's going to happen. God. From the Earth, using the largest telescopes, the smallest details on the lunar surface discernible through our atmosphere are around 0.5 kilometre in size. The images televised in 1964 and 65 by the hard landing Rangers during the last minute of their flight before impact increased its resolution almost 1,000-fold, thus revealing objects only 1 metre in size. So they're saying that the pictures, the best pictures, just so happened that, what was it called? Rangers. Just before it crashed, it managed to quick here. But a few years before that, that was Mars. It took 8 minutes to send one photo. Honestly, this stuff, it's all here. It's all here. You either know it's not true or, anyway. The images televised in hard landing ranges during the last minute of their flight before impact increased its resolution almost 1,000-fold. That's really it. The downward pointing TV cameras of the soft landers of 1966 have resolved in the immediate neighbourhood of such spacecraft objects less than 1 millimetre in size, thus attaining a resolution of 1 million times greater than is possible from the distance of the Earth. Listen, if people believe this, right, it's just always so convenient, isn't it? God, it drives me nuts. Apart from the tiny close-ups of the lunar surface obtained with the aid of these spacecraft, all studies of the structures of the lunar surface below the limits of resolution from the distance of the Earth must rely on indirect methods in which the principal source of information is the light of the moon in the full range of its spectrum. It is well known that all moonlight... Very dark. Bug again. It was a stink beetle. Where is it? All the moonlight derives from the... must rely on indirect methods in which the principal source of information is the light of the moon, in brackets, in the full range of its spectrum, close brackets. It is well known that all moonlight derives from the sun, and all sunlight incident on the lunar surface must be absorbed or scattered by it. Invisible light and near-infrared moonlight is essentially white sunlight scattered from the moon in a way which leaves its colour almost unchanged, brackets, but becomes partly polarised in the process, close brackets. Quantitative photometric measures reveal, however, that the moon is on the whole a pretty poor reflector, for on the average only about 7% of incident sunlight gets scattered in this way. The balance is absorbed to heat up the lunar surface and re-emitted at frequencies appropriate to the prevailing temperatures, mainly in the deep infrared and in the domain of radio frequencies. Moonlight and the lunar surface. Let's first turn our attention to the scattered component responsible for the silvery moonlight of our songs and romances. What can we learn from the variation of its intensity with phase? The full phase is about 19 times as bright as the first or last quarter, while the illuminated area is only twice as big. The fact that the change in intensity before and after full moon is so rapid discounts an explanation in terms of diffusion reflection from a smooth surface and suggests an extreme degree of surface roughness. This extreme degree of surface roughness, look, it's so small letters. This surmise was brilliantly vindicated by recent photographs of the lunar surface secured by the soft landers Luna 9, Luna 13 and Surveyor 1, which indeed revealed the lunar surface to be extremely rough on a centimetre-millimetre scale, no doubt because of its age-long etching due to a continuous downpour of micrometeorites and cosmic dust swept up by the moon on its perpetual journey through space. That's if that happens. That's if it's not a flat Earth, okay? And when I talk about solar eclipses, it can happen with a flat Earth. So flat Earthers, don't think that I'm saying it's round. I'm not. Just because I caught the moon going, well, we were eclipsing the moon. That can happen in a flat Earth, can't it? I presume it can. I am never saying the planet is either round or flat. Not until I either go up there or somebody I can trust goes up there. My son. I don't think so. That's how are we ever going to know? Temperatures on the lunar surface. Right, that's going to be quite boring. The lunar crust. Cosmic and solar radiation. Factors affecting reflectivity. Internal structures. Listen to all this stuff. Origin of Luna Maria. Look. They just constantly claiming knowledge that cannot be known. That's all they do. Right, where's the space travel? How long have half an hour? I was only supposed to try to get away with convincing the Aboriginal community that I am Aboriginal and those are my rocks. And that stink bug is on there again. He is. He's gonna die. He will by accident. Look, I'm not finding space travel in this book, so let's go to the 1968. I'm pretty sure it's in that one. It's such a really good explanation. Kind of sums up planet Earth. Right, here we go, 1968. Let's go straight to SP and OP. It's not going to have space travel, is it? It's going to have the word space. Spank. That was random. Space. Spade. Space. Expanse of universe. Area, room, period of time, extent. That's not the space that we were after. Okay, hang on. I think I might be onto something here. I think I am. PS. Buckle up, Dorothy. She's coming. Space exploration. 1968. Double book, dictionary, and encyclopedia. Right. Space exploration. Manned Earth orbit and circumlunar flight having been accomplished, this will be followed soon by the soft landing of instruments on the moon, lunar soft landing of a payload and its subsequent return to Earth, and finally a wide variety of missions into deeper space. From the scientific and engineering point of view, interplanetary travel is now a practical possibility. This is in 1968. The Apollo project of the US Aeronautics and Space Admin aims to put a man on the moon. The Apollo craft consists of a command module, a service module, and a lunar excursion module, LEM. The assembled vehicle will be placed in lunar orbit, from which the LEM will descend and soft land on the lunar surface, carrying 2 of the 3 men assigned to the mission. After a short stay, and talking to the president, I added that, on the moon, the ascent portion of LEM will take off and rendezvous with the orbiting craft, dock and transfer its 2 men. The return vehicle will then fly back to Earth. First man in space was Yuri Gagarin. No. Well, there. They just told you what's going to happen in 1968, didn't they? They told you exactly what was going to happen. That's so cool. And then we've got all those science and the future, haven't we? Science and the future. Science and the future. I'll give you science and the future. I'm not satisfied because there is a better space travel. We're here now, aren't we? Might even get another rainbow if that absolute light from the sun comes out. God, this man-made climate change overnight. It's hard to know what's what, isn't it? God, so hard to differentiate between what's real and what isn't it? space. Spanish literature. Ole! Spain. God, they got to be right up on Spain. Space travel. Here we go. Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? The absurdities start here. And this is 1966. 3 years before. 3 years before das Moon landing, yeah? Educational Corporation. Croydon, that's where I was born. But it's not like printed by everything is USA. They own everything, don't they? Oh, look, this is great stuff. They're going to tell us what's going to happen. Let's see. So I haven't read these. Wow. Ooh. Look, I'm going to stop this and come back because this is just telling us everything that's going to happen. Look. Space travel. Look at this. They're telling you what's going to happen. Isn't it awesome? The entire universe floats in space. Space continues in all directions. What, even behind us? I thought it was a brick wall. And has no known limits. The moon moves through... Right, look. I'm going to come back and do just a section on this. What they was... Oh, there it is. I knew it was there somewhere. Look at that Earth. I bet they took this in the future. Somebody took this in the future and came back to us, gave it to us at the speed of light and didn't age. That's what's happened here. Right, latest peeps, I will be back with some space. 1966. Let's see what they've said about what was going to happen in 1969, 3 years later. Hasta luego, peepettes and peeps.